What's going on, everybody? It's TG, and we got to talk about AT&T Stock. AT&T Stock has had probably some of the biggest news in company history in the past 10 years that just happened a couple days ago after their earnings call. And the earnings were actually extremely good. If we look at this is high growth numbers for the company with huge net income. But the biggest and most controversial issue that occurred during this conference call was the AT&T dividend cut. Now, this is huge because if you look at AT&T, AT&T has been known for its huge dividend of about 7%. This is before the new dividend cut, which would cut it to around 4.5%. So almost a 50% slash in the dividend. So this is huge because, most investors of AT&T are just looking for that solid, fixed income of 7% a year. They don't really care about growth as much. But this is a big move by AT&T to cut the dividend. If you look at AT&T, in the past, almost 25, 30 years, the company just hasn't moved. 1996, the company was exactly the same price as it is now. The exact same price. And if you compare this to the S&P, and you look at that since 1996, it's incredible the growth that the S&P has had. The S&P's up, 507%. AT&T's up not even 1%. And especially in the past couple of years, it's been really bad, especially since 2007. The stock has fallen, 27%. The highs of 2000, 1999, the stock has fallen over 50%. But they have gotten that dividend every single year. But it's almost a dividend trap at that point, because the debt of AT&T was too much. Debt was coming in at around $170 billion in debt, which is just huge. They've had a lot of bad acquisitions, Warner Media, DirecTV, and now this Discovery deal for their media. It was very bad, and a lot of people did not like that. And I think that's one of the biggest complaints that people had was, you guys are spending so much on stuff that, just isn't good. And they sold their Warner Media assets for about half of what they bought it for. Their DirecTV, they still aren't able to sell. They bought it for $48 billion, and they're unable to even sell it for $19 billion. So, the CEO made some very bad calls in the past. They have a new CEO now, John Stankey. And I don't exactly know if this is a good idea for the company. But after researching it, I actually think that this is pretty good. I don't agree with the acquisitions. I don't agree with that. But I think the dividend cut and turning it more into a growth company is going to be huge. And for its part, AT&T is still going to own 71% of this new media company that's being created with Discovery, which is huge. So they're going to be able to get profits from that. And they're creating a lot of value for shareholders because they're giving it an opportunity for the company to grow. And that's huge. Yes, you're getting less of a dividend, but you might get more growth. You're going to get more growth, hopefully, in this company, which is going to pay you out a lot better than an extra 2.5% a year or 3% a year, whatever you want to call it. But right now, the AT&T dividend after the change is about 5%. So you're still getting about a 5%. This is after the stock had dropped about 6% from when this was announced. So you're getting about a 5% dividend, which is obviously significantly higher than the S&P's average of 1.4, I believe. And now you have some opportunity for some upside in the actual stock. You're reducing debt, you're increasing free cash flow, and now you have an opportunity for the company to grow, the company's share value to grow. Because this thing has just been a freaking slug. This is an absolute slug for the past couple of years, just continuing to go down and down and down because their debt's too much. You look at AT&T's debt, and it's insane. They're having $170 billion in debt, and with this new deal with Discovery, they're going to reduce their debt by $43 billion, but they're still paying a ton of money, and it's a lot for AT&T. It's a lot to have that much debt and want to be able to grow. But while I don't agree with a lot of the acquisitions that they had, I don't agree with DirecTV. I don't agree with their Time Warner. They are trying, and I think that the past has happened. You can't change that. But what they are trying to do is think of the company forward, because they can't have a stock that just, continues to go down. In the past 5 years, this company has managed to to lose 25% of all its value. And you just can't do that. And you look at other companies like T-Mobile that year, they're up 219%. Even Verizon, which doesn't really move much, is still up 12.35%. So you're looking at companies, and even includes it to things like the S&P high dividend yield. Even an S&P with high dividends is still significantly outpacing it. You look at it, and you have the S&P high dividend up 28%, while AT&T is down 23%. That's not sustainable. That's not healthy. You have to have some growth in your company. So I think while this acquisition may not have been the smartest thing, and I think I was very scummy the way they announced it by not exactly coming out straightforward and talking about the dividend cut, I think it's going to bode well long term for the growth of the company. They're going to be able to start making more money, which is good. They're going to have more free cash flow, and they're going to be able to use that to help the stock grow. Okay? Because the company has been growing, but the stock hasn't. The stock has been bogged down by their insane amount of debt that they have. And, it's one of the issues with, AT&T. You have, they have so many problems. And I think it already had bit them in the butt. They've watched as the S&P and stuff is, quadrupled and stuff since 2000. And they're watching their stock continue to lose value every single day. So I think this is, while it doesn't look good at the moment, I think it is better in the long term for AT&T. I definitely think they should get rid of that CEO's compensation package of stock options. I don't think he should deserve any of that for the old CEO, what he did, screwing the company over. But I think that this is a good opportunity to, for the company to reinvent itself and the company to become more of a growth company. Even in the past year, the company has moved 0.6%. So while all other stocks are flying. So bottom line, I think that AT&T has done something that is unorthodox for them. They're known as the dividend company, and that's what the people invested in AT&T are there for, the fixed income of 7% a year, and that's what they like. And they're changing that. They want to give shareholders growth. They're sick of. What's the point of getting 7% a year if you lose 5% a year from stock depreciation? There's nothing good about that. That's not worth it. But what this does do is this allows the company to reinvent itself, and I do think in the long run this is going to be a good thing for the company. So would I invest in AT&T here? I think I'd rather like to see 28s and get in with a little higher dividend yield there. And just get a lower price, but I definitely think it's still it's down 11% from where it just was a couple days ago after announcing those amazing earnings. But I'd like to see it under 28. I really would. I still think it's a great company, but I don't want to buy at this price. I really don't. It's gone up a lot from where it was, 4% from the lows. But I don't want to buy it here. I want to go down a little bit more. But if it does, I would definitely enter a position of at least 100 shares into the company and just hold that, get a little bit of passive income from that, and see if the stock can get back to the $40 range. But we'll see about that. That's all in the future. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on all of this. Let me know your thoughts on AT&T, and if you think this is a good idea of them cutting the dividend. I don't know. I think it is. I think it had to be done if they wanted the company to grow. They had to get rid of their debt. 170 billion in debt is just not sustainable, and they're never going to be able to grow from that. But I think that this is a good thing, and I think that they're going to be able to grow because of that. So, guys, let me know your thoughts on all of this. Let me know your thoughts on AT&T. Remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm actually taking a plane in 2 hours to go back to New York, so I'll be making videos from New York for you guys there. Been a great journey, and it's only getting started. So have a wonderful day, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.